From the Weather NorCal Command Center, this is your evening update.
All right, so we got a lot to talk about because there's a lot going on. We've got the chances for thunderstorms out there. That's been the talk, and I think the big concern for a lot of people. But we've also got some heat out there that we are going to have to contend with. We've already noticed it today. We'll notice it especially tomorrow and even through most of next week. So mountain and even a chance for some valley thunderstorms on Monday. I think for the most part, Sunday will be fairly dry. There could be a few spots in the eastern mountains that may see some activity, but for the most part, Sunday looking dry for everyone. Then scattered mountain thunderstorms all next week. That's going to be off and on for everyone in the mountains. The valley should remain dry after Monday. And then the heat wave through at least Thursday of next week before we start to see significant drops in those temperatures. All right, so for tonight, we're dropping down to the low 70s. There's that heat for your Sunday. 109 for Redding, 106 for Red Bluff. Chico, a high of 102 degrees. We take you off in the mountains, about 100 degrees for some of the higher elevations, but otherwise in the upper 90s, dry conditions. I don't expect any thunderstorms for most of us. So there's a look at some of that moisture kind of riding up. See how what's happening is with the flow around that low, what's happening is that wind is blowing up kind of the mountains. So as the wind goes up the mountains, that air rises and we see those showers and thunderstorms develop. So this is all basically what we call orographic lifting, where the winds go up the mountains, creates that upward lift that you need for thunderstorms to develop. And that's what we saw down to our south. So that main area of low pressure still way to our south. I don't anticipate the low pressure to get on top of us, and it will stay to our south. As a result, that's why we'll see a lot of orographic lifting in our area as well, but probably not until Monday. But also some daytime heating, what we call convective thunderstorms, will develop on Monday as well. All right, so let's take a look at the fire potential. It is moderate risk for your Sunday. Nothing terribly concerning, but Monday, this is where we have all of the areas in red indicating that there's that potential for that dry lightning. This has been moving. You remember last week, this was for Sunday. Now it's been pushed back to Monday because, again, we're really holding off on that chance for thunderstorms until Monday. So for your Sunday, yes, maybe a little bit of activity down to the southern portions of the eastern mountains. Otherwise, you can see not much of a threat for showers and thunderstorms for tomorrow. But by Monday, look at this. I mean, even the coast getting in on it. I mean, overall, all of Northern California looking at a chance for showers and thunderstorms by Monday. So let's take a look at Futurecast. We're going to take you into Sunday afternoon. The clouds are developing. We're just not seeing much development here. Now, there could be some development in some areas here. You'll notice kind of a cluster of clouds around Chester to the south and even near Susanville. Could we see a stray shower or thunderstorm there? It's not out of the question, so we can't rule it out. It's one of those things, if you're going to be out in that area, just be aware that it may happen. But for the most part, it may be just a little too stable for it. Otherwise, dry for everyone else. And hot, by the way. Okay, now we go into Monday. This is where things get a lot more interesting. Now, I think this particular forecast model is being a bit aggressive with the strength of these thunderstorms, but you kind of get the idea. You can see here, we're seeing those thunderstorms develop off to the south and east. This is 3 p.m. on Monday. Still fairly dry everywhere else. We go into about 5 o'clock on Monday. Now the valley getting in on it. We can see showers, maybe some thunderstorms in the valley. Once again, this is aggressive. So don't look at this and go, wow, those are some really big, massive thunderstorms. I don't think it'll be quite that bad, but you get the idea. It's going to happen. We could be looking at that activity here. Now, you're not seeing much activity to the north, but as we go into Monday evening, now we're seeing it in Modoc County. Now we're seeing it in Siskiyou County, Trinity County, and even the inland areas of Del Norte and Humboldt counties. As we go into the overnight hours on Monday, we're seeing still some activity off to the west. So portions of Siskiyou County, into Trinity County, Del Norte and Humboldt counties. And again, even the coast could see some showers, maybe even an isolated thunderstorm as well. And then, of course, it'll be much quieter by the time we get to Tuesday at that point. Now, I just want to illustrate that Tuesday through Friday of next week, off and on chances for thunderstorms in the mountains. Just depends on where you are, and most of them will be in the late afternoon and early evening hours. There's a look at Friday of next week. Then we go into Saturday and Sunday of next week. Looks like at that point it should be fairly dry, but off and on chances for thunderstorms. All right, now we switch gears. We're going to talk about the heat. These colors may change. We may be looking at excessive heat warnings as we kind of get closer to that time frame, but overall, you've got some pretty big heat in the higher elevations, and not to mention in the valley. And those heat advisories and warnings are through Wednesday or Thursday, depending on where you are. So the overall trend, we're going to take a look at Redding, but this is a trend that we're looking at overall over Northern California. Today, for Sunday, it's going to be fairly hot. Temperatures kind of going up and down a little bit, but you can see here through Thursday, we're over 100 degrees and close to 110 for parts of the valley. Then we see a significant drop in our temperatures by the end of next week and into that next weekend. Again, that's the overall trend for everyone with those temperatures. Here's what we have in store for us tonight. Those temperatures dropping down in the 50s for the coast and basically in the 70s, low 70s for most of us in the valley. For tomorrow, there you can see we're looking at temperatures over 100 degrees for most of us in the valley. Now, some places may be spared, like Oroville at 99, 100 for Willows, 102 for Chico, but 109 in Redding. There again is that cluster of clouds I was showing you on Futurecast. That could equate to a thunderstorm. Otherwise, I think it'll be dry across the board in the higher elevations. All right, so let's take a look at your 7-day outlook. And it's a bit of a mess when you look at the chances for showers and thunderstorms here. Bottom line is this. Monday, I think everyone's going to see it, especially in the evening and overnight hours. Okay, on Monday. Tuesday through Friday in the mountains, often on chances for showers and thunderstorms. So what that essentially means is if you live in the mountain locations, you need to keep a close eye on the forecast. It's what we just I like to call be weather aware. Know what's going on in your surroundings. If you're out backpacking or hiking, just be aware that you could run into a stray shower or thunderstorm. Now for the valley, it's still dry for your Sunday. Temperatures over 100 degrees. The heat wave really kind of kicking in. But then Monday, this is when we expect the chances for showers and thunderstorms, especially late afternoon and in the evening hours. Then for Tuesday through that next weekend, it's dry, but it's hot. You can see those temperatures over 100 degrees at least through Thursday, right? Then by Friday, temperatures start to drop, and quite a big drop by the time we get into next weekend. In fact, Saturday, Redding down to 92, 90 for Red Bluff and Chico.